Hi, and welcome to Couch Conversations Beyond the Textbook, where real talk meets real life in the world of mental health. We're your hosts, Abby and Bethany, two therapists who have been through the textbooks and are entering the trenches. This is a space where we unpack what they didn't teach you in grad school, the messy, the meaningful, and the moments that shape us as professionals and people. So grab a seat on the couch and let's dive in. Please note that the content of this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the guidance of a qualified mental health provider with any questions you may have regarding your mental health or medical condition. The views and opinions expressed by hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of any organizations or professionals they may be affiliated with. If you are in crisis, or if you think you may have a mental health emergency, please call 911 or contact a local mental health crisis line or emergency service in your area.
We're back!
We're back with Couch Conversations.
Woo! Beyond the textbook.
Okay, it's been a long time coming.
It's been a minute.
Today's episode is just going to be a little catch up on our lives.
Yeah.
We've had lots of changes in the past, what has it been, like 16 weeks?
It's been a minute.
You know, I've missed it. I've missed chatting.
Me too.
So, yeah,
You want me to
I had a baby.
you start?
It was like, I feel like the last episode we talked about me having a baby. So
She brought a human into the world,
Oh,
you guys.
I brought a human into the world and it's been a whirlwind. Motherhood is not for the weak.
He's
That's
so
for sure.
cute.
Guys,
He's so cute.
I love being a mom. I feel like it's unlocked like a whole, I don't know, new world,
It is a
new
new world.
perspective. Like, I love it. So, yeah,
It is
it's
a
been
new
great.
world. Yeah.
We can dig more into that in a little bit. But
Yeah.
you have some updates.
Well, we are currently sitting in my office.
Yay! Abby got a job.
And so I am working for a private practice and I am working with kids. So I think my title here is child therapist. So that would be considered my specialty. And I have kids from 5 to 18.
Yeah. Abby rocks with kids. So
We love it.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun in here.
yeah, she's the best. Yeah, so Abby started a
Yeah.
job and then I actually started a job at the same practice. So we're working together.
Back
For
together.
those of you who don't remember, Abby and I were in internship together. We were at the same site and that's how we met.
Yep.
And now we're back working together, which is super fun.
I love it.
Our offices are actually right across the hall from each other, which is a little dangerous. But
A lot dangerous, but we're in the back of the
Yeah.
practice. So yeah,
yeah, so it's been exciting.
it has been very exciting. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of growth.
Yes. Yeah. And I didn't know that at the time. I was working at a different private practice this
Mhm.
summer before having the baby. And I had no idea that we'd end up at the same place.
No, it was kind
No,
of crazy.
It was crazy.
I think we interviewed only like a week or 2 weeks
Yeah.
apart.
I
right?
interviewed at 39 weeks pregnant. And I was like,
Okay.
hey, hire me.
That's
but
right.
also, I'm going on maternity leave.
That's right.
So I won't be
that.
starting.
Yeah,
Yeah. So now it's here.
it's here. I've been here since mid-September, right? Mid-September. And we actually have 2 offices in 2 different towns. And so I am working 3 days in this office and 2 days in the other office,
Mm-hmm.
which has been a lot of fun. The other office is way closer to home, so I
That's
enjoy
so
that.
nice.
It's like
Yeah.
2 blocks from my house, so that's been fun.
Yeah. How has your transition to private practice been? Do you feel like,
Surprising.
hey, tell me more about that?
I think I've shared, I always thought I would go into nonprofit.
Yeah.
And yeah, those doors were shut immediately. And
Mhm.
so I had heard about this practice and I had honestly, I hadn't even considered it. I had heard about it. I knew it was moving into our town, but I hadn't really considered it because it was private practice. And then when all those doors shut, I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. It had been recommended,
Mm-hmm.
I think, by you.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think also by Deb and Nancy at Grace. And so I went ahead and gave it a shot and got an interview. And
Yeah.
I love it here. I love the environment. I love what I'm doing with the kids. I love the
Mhm.
support. Like, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I had suggested it to you, it was not even on my radar to apply.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh my word, you should check this practice out. Yeah, it wasn't even on my
Yeah.
radar. And then it was.
And then it was.
And we actually moved to the town that the
Yes.
practice is in. So yeah, during my maternity leave, we put our house up for sale. We moved closer
crazy.
to our community.
Yep.
So yeah, maternity leave has been kind of crazy. Like
Yeah, I
we've
forgot
had
you
lots
moved
of
too.
changes. So yeah, which is nice
Yeah.
because I'm right down the road from here.
Yeah.
Which has been super nice.
Yeah.
So instead of driving a long ways to work, which I didn't want to do. But yeah, so yeah, it wasn't on my radar. And then when I told you, and then all of a sudden it was on my radar, and I was like, maybe we'll work together. And here we are.
So I'm wondering, what is something that like drew you to this practice besides me working here?
Oh, this practice?
Yeah.
More than any other practice, it's more like holistic minded, which I really liked.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing that drew me to them, that they're very focused on the person as a whole, which, I'm more Adlerian, so that is Adlerian in itself
Yes,
too.
it
It's
is.
more
Yeah.
holistic and in my practice. So I was like, yeah, I like it. And then I interviewed and I was like, yeah, I can get behind this place. I like it. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here.
I think that's kind of what made me fall in love with it too, is we have a nutritionist on staff. Like,
Yeah.
that is so cool that it is. And it's because our health is all encompassing. And it's, I think we are considered a Christian practice, right? We are considered a Christian private practice, but we are not, it's not that we are forced to like lead through our Christianity.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, it's ultimately always the client's choice, but I do believe that it's almost biblical that it is an all-encompassing spiritual, mental, physical health. And
yeah,
I love that that is, how it's viewed here and what we work through.
Yeah. And so because it's a private practice, it's not, which we can do a podcast episode on this later too, but it's not biblical counseling.
No, right.
Practice. It is a private practice, but
the option.
We have the option of,
yes,
if a client so desires to have spirituality, which our view would be that that is something that's important in each person's life. But if they don't want that in their counseling, then that's something that, we don't push on them or things like that. So, but it is nice to have a group of, like-minded therapists around you, supporting you. So,
yeah, I think it's probably more important for us with each other than it is, because I have clients that come from all walks of life, all beliefs. I mean, you run the gamut. You've got them, but it is nice to have people who have my back, who have the same thoughts and values. And
for sure. Yes, very. It makes a big difference because there can be a lot of, difference in the counseling world about what people view about that. So
yeah, and
it's nice to.
I feel like that kind of aligns with what this podcast is about. Is like, as a therapist, you need to go into it knowing, what kind of support are you looking for, because you're going to need it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, even just in life transitions and like acknowledging that life happens outside of being a therapist. And so who you surround yourself with, that you're working with, is important.
Yeah.
Or else it can feel really isolating. So
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, tell me about a day in the life of a new mom and therapist.
Man.
I mean, you went
like,
grad school, baby work.
Yeah.
In less than a year.
Yes. It's been a really crazy year, honestly. 2025, even just thinking about 2025, I'm like, wow, there was a lot that happened. It's been good. I'm just back from maternity leave. So I, just started yesterday. And
yeah, I'm not giving you a lot of time.
No, just building a caseload right now, which has been nice to kind of start slow. It's like, I am still so passionate about my clients, but now with having a baby, it just makes things so different, where you're like, my heart is almost like in two places at one time now, where it wasn't really before. Like before I couldn't, come into work and that's what I was doing. And now it's harder to do that. It's more challenging for me right now to sit and not have like my brain split in two, I feel like.
Do you find it easier to compartmentalize?
I think so. Like yesterday during the session, I can be locked in.
Yeah.
It's in between, like when I'm doing notes and then I'm like, my word, is everything okay? And with this job, we can't be on our phones. We're not
Right.
accessible
Right.
for, the 53-minute session. And so I think that gets a little hard because in the back of my mind, I'm kind of like, is everything going okay? Like,
Mhm.
and I know that it is. And so he's under great care. So I'm not worried about that. But just, my
Mhm.
mom brain is like always on now, which is just different than before. But I
Yeah.
do feel like during the session, I am able to lock in and really be there, which is good. I was a little worried about that before. So,
The training kicks in.
yes, the training kicks in. That's another thing. After the big break, you
Yes.
start to doubt yourself of like, can I do this? Do I
Yep.
remember how to do this? And you do, though. It's like once you're back in the room, it's like, okay,
No,
I can,
there's that therapist
yeah,
that I know
yeah.
is in there. Yes, I agree. I took that long break right after we graduated, and I was terrified to come back in. And then, like, I came back in working with a population I hadn't worked with before,
Mm-hmm.
and that was very intimidating. But it just flows back into it.
It does. Yeah.
I mean, there were hiccups and there were some stutter steps, but
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
get right
And
back
I'm sure
into it.
there will be
Mm-hmm.
for me as well. But I think that's just part of the process too.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
we're always learning anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a new learning curve back in the room with clients and
Doing our thing.
doing our thing. But it just goes to show like life is still allowed to happen outside of
Yeah.
being a therapist. Like
And it
you're allowed
does.
to it does.
It doesn't wait for you.
No.
Compartmentalization is just something that we get asked about a lot, is how do you sit all day with clients and hear the hard things and then go home to your family and live
Mm-hmm.
your life and not think about it or let it weigh you down. And times it does, but I think, having older kids and being so busy, I do think that makes it a little bit easier to compartmentalize
Yeah.
because you don't really have the time
Mm-hmm.
or the space in your brain
Yeah.
to be able to do that. So I wondered if you noticed a difference in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll be able to answer that better too as I get more clients, but I've always been okay at compartmentalizing.
Mhm.
So I'm not as worried about that. I think that it just makes it all the sweeter to go home
Mhm.
and, see my husband, see my baby, and just be like, okay, this is
Mhm.
my life.
Yeah.
And I think with clients, you see a lot of hurt and a lot of sad. And there's, we are not perfect human beings. So
Right.
we are going to cause hurt to other people, to our
Yes.
children at some
Yes.
point.
Oh,
But
girl, don't I know it?
yeah, I'm like, I don't ever want to be, but you are. And that's
Yeah.
just how life is. But
Mhm.
I think I view it as an opportunity. Like I get to go home and I get to love on my baby and I get to be the best mom I can. And I'm almost like, you learn lessons from your clients of like,
Yes.
oh, like I don't want to do that, as a mom. Like their mom really hurt them in this way. I don't want to, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So like, especially I'm sure with teenagers, it just gets even
Well, I was
harder,
just,
but
that made me think, like, I hear things that teenagers are really hurt by their parents, and I will think to myself, I just did that yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I did that exact same thing to my teenager, and that must have really hurt them. And so,
Yeah.
but then that gives me the opportunity to go home and have that conversation with my child and say,
Right.
hey, I was thinking about this today, and
Yeah.
did that hurt you? Or, have that conversation with them.
Yeah.
The opportunity to apologize and hopefully garner some healing in the moment rather than,
Yeah.
letting it fester for them.
Right. And obviously, along with that, relationship matters. So, like,
Yes.
how your relationship is, different things will
Yeah,
impact
for sure.
it differently. Like, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's things that you're like, oh, I'm sorry, did that hurt you? And they're like, no.
Didn't think about it. 100%. Yeah.
So, I think that, relationship matters. Just like even in your session, like your relationship
Mhm.
with your client matters, your rapport with them matters.
Yeah.
So,
We
yeah.
just went through that you helped me through that with a client that I was not connecting with very well. And you helped me take a step back and say, hey, I think you came in a little hot there, and
Yeah.
let's take a step back and work on that relationship before you try to do the work. And
Yeah.
that was 100% what I needed to do. I had gotten caught up in the seriousness of the situation.
Yes. And I think that's hard with kiddos too, because the process with kiddos is so much slower
Mhm.
than with adults. And it feels like a lot of pressure to be like, we need to figure this out right now.
Yeah.
But really, like, building those building blocks of relationship with kids is the most important, especially at the beginning,
Mhm.
which, just taking a step
Yeah.
back. But even with adults, like, you can't come in guns blazing sometimes.
No,
Like,
no.
because I think as, the therapist, we care so much. And a lot of
Mhm.
times we're making, what we think are connections that might not be connections.
Right.
And we just want to be like so helpful. But
Yeah.
sometimes you have to take a step back and be like, no, this isn't about me.
Right.
Like this is about them and they might need more time.
Yeah.
So yeah, even just to open up
Yep.
and understanding each client's different.
Yeah. And that again goes back to having that support
Yeah.
as a therapist, having somebody that you can, you know, not necessarily giving them the details of the case, but like giving them an overview of like, here's kind of the situation and this is what I've done and I'm stuck. And
Yeah.
having someone be able to look at it objectively and say, well,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm seeing. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah. I think being stuck is always a hard place to be.
We're always there.
Yeah. True. Like,
We're always
Yeah.
stuck somewhere, I feel like. But yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel that your adjustment, because you took the summer off. So
Mhm.
you went from school, then you took the summer off, and
Yes.
now you're almost full time. So
Pretty much,
you have
yeah.
a big caseload.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your adjustment has been?
Um, it's funny because when I signed the contract to work here, it was for part-time. But then as I started working and the need for child therapists is just so great,
Mm-hmm.
which I was surprised by that. Also, I was surprised, but I wasn't. I was surprised by the lack of child therapists available.
Yeah.
I knew that there was a great need for it. I didn't realize that there was not a lot of resources for it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw the need, I immediately kind of opened up my schedule. And so now I have full-time availability, but I am not full-time case study yet or
Caseload.
yes, caseload yet. So, which is, I really like where I'm at right now because it's been a slow build. But the transition it was hard. There were a lot of factors at play. As we mentioned, I have teenage kids who are very, very involved in things. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of transition from being mom at home every day,
Yeah.
running them and their friends around and being at games and practices to only making it to games and
Yeah.
them having to kind of figure things out on their own sometimes. So
Mm-hmm.
it's probably been good for them for the independence of that. But I think it's been good. It's been very natural. It's been a very like easy transition for the most part.
That's good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Good.
Makes me happy to hear.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just, walking in your calling right now. And it's pretty
Yeah.
obvious by the way things have gone, at least to me,
Thank you.
knowing
I
you.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely feels like there were a lot of things that I had said no to and that have actually come to be exactly what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not always how it works. I had absolutely said I don't want to work in the foster care
Yeah.
adoptive world, and probably half my caseload is in that. And I have a huge heart for it now, and I just didn't understand it. And it was just a huge lesson in
Yeah.
obedience and never saying no, like always being open.
Yes. And I think that something that you had said is not understanding. For me, I think the fear of not understanding
Yeah.
can hold me back from certain populations of like,
Mhm.
ooh, I don't know. And,
Yeah.
there's always a time where it's like, oh, this is out of my scope. But a lot of the times I'm like, ooh, I don't know. Like,
Mhm.
I don't have experience with that. Well, I don't have experience with a lot of populations.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
why am I letting that fear hold me back from that certain, population that
Yeah.
I might be like, oh, I don't know. I don't have experience or,
And it's been my experience that when you go into unfamiliar territory, the people who are seeking the help are more than happy to help you along the way
yeah.
to learn what you need to learn and to tell you their experiences so you can kind of have that secondary knowledge of what it's like.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. Yeah. I think that especially in this community, that's so needed. And what you had
Mhm.
said about it being shocking that there's not a lot of child
Mhm.
therapists, I was kind of shocked about that too, because I feel like in grad school, a lot of the times you hear people are wanting to
Yeah.
work with children. So then it is surprising how there's actually
Yeah.
a great need for that. And I mean, yeah, that's just kind of
Mhm.
interesting.
I think part of it is attributed to insurance, honestly. I think not very many practices take Medicaid, and we do.
Yeah.
And so most of my caseload is Medicaid, and so that is a big part of it. Is like
Yeah.
most of these foster and adoptive families, especially foster families, they have the Medicaid, and so they are looking for someone who will accept their insurance. And
Yeah.
it's just part of that servant's heart of where we're working is they went through the hoops, they jumped the red tape
Mm-hmm.
to accept.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I mean, I could get on a whole
Oh,
soapbox
yeah.
on insurance because I just, I won't go there today.
No.
But
Yeah.
I will say that another benefit of like when you, to our listeners, are looking for jobs and you want to be in private practice, I would suggest going somewhere that has an administrative staff that handles the insurance for
Yes.
you, like in the billing, because I do not have the bandwidth to be doing
I don't
that.
understand it.
So
Yeah.
and that's not something we learn in grad school,
No.
like how to understand the billing side of things or
Mhm.
even just the business side of, a
Well, we should get
practice.
Audrey in here with us.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So yeah, even just understanding that
Which we do
would
have
add
that.
a whole nother, we do have that.
Yeah.
So, but if you don't, that would add a whole other
yeah.
layer to your job that you're doing.
I would not
So,
know what to do. So
yeah.
it was nice coming on staff to know that there is someone available to do your schedule for you. You don't have to do your own schedule if you don't want to. You have the option to.
Mhm.
Have someone do your billing for you. Have somebody who is available for all of those things that are the business side of it that we're not taught.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
Yeah. Do you do your own schedule? Like
I started off not, and now I am.
okay.
Mhm.
I've always done my own schedule.
Yeah.
I find it, maybe I like the control of that, but also I
Mhm.
think it's always been a great way for me to end sessions.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's
Yeah.
look at the schedule, when to get you on.
Yeah.
Kind of signifies to the client, like, okay,
Yeah.
we're wrapping things up, which is helpful, but
I
it's
began
nice to have the option.
Yeah, I began not doing because I was building that caseload, so I just gave it to our head of the office to do it. And now that I've understand what I'm doing, I kind of do my own. But there are times where I'll forget to do it at the end of session. So I'll just be like, "Go to the desk, and they'll set you up for next week."
Yeah. Yeah.
But generally, yeah, I do my own.
Yeah. It's nice to have that option.
Yeah.
So now with kids,
Yes.
well, thinking you have your own children.
Yes.
Now I have my own child. So I feel like
Yes.
I am like open to this
Yes.
whole new perspective on life, especially in this job. Do you feel like working with kids that it's caused any fear of you of like, oh my word, how am I going to mess up my kids? Or like things like that?
So, I mean, I got into this career older. I have had my kids were preteens when I started school. So I'm going to say no, but the reason is because I've just always known that like parents are living their life for the first time too.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never parented before. So we're going to mess up and we're going to do things that our kids are going to be like, I need therapy for that later.
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to say no because I have, plenty of clients who have wonderful parents who are doing their best that have just, it just happens. And so I've always kind of fully expected that my kids at some point would need therapy.
Okay.
But I'm also a believer of everyone needs it. Everybody has something they could use therapy for. So
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think that, everyone can benefit from it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm not one to look at someone and be like, you need it.
Right. No, but there's benefit for anyone.
I think that there's benefit to process at different times in life. Yeah. Yeah. I think that I work with primarily adults, teens to adults. I don't work with kiddos. So, I think that sometimes when you even hear adults that are still processing through things with their parents, and then I'm like, oh my word. Like, and even if it's, I think that there's things that come up that I'm like, oh my goodness, like, what if I really, mess up my child? But I think that I have to reel it back and be like, no, I love my child. We live in a world that none of us are perfect.
Well,
and so like even just being like, no, you show your child love and that's a lot of things that, parents of our clients do not do. So I think that
right. Well, and we can't control the experience, all of the experiences our children have.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're not at school with them every day.
Yeah.
Hearing what they're hearing.
Yeah.
Or what people are saying to them or what they're, seeing happen in front of them. So
yeah.
We can't control all the experiences that are influencing them. But on the other hand, I also feel like working with kids has opened up a whole different conversation with my children where I'm able to take what I hear every day and reflect on it in a way of like, is this a conversation that I should have with my kids? Have they experienced this? Or should I converse with them about what if they experience something like this? And so it has opened up some opportunity for conversation and for some preventative work with them.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's plenty of times I go home and talk to my kids and they'll be like, you're not my therapist.
Yeah.
And so there are plenty of those. And I think my biggest thing has always been, especially after working with kids, is open communication, love, acceptance, and level of respect. So,
Yeah. Even just that acknowledgement of like, I don't have full control.
yeah.
That's so hard
And it's so hard.
because I think,
Yeah, when they're
in
babies,
general,
you think about it. Like, I'm going to keep you safe and
yeah. And it's just
never
like,
let anything bad happen to you.
yeah, I wish I could, but I'm like, you do have to take a step back and be like, I don't have control of, every single thing.
Yeah.
And I have to be okay with that and trust that he'll be okay. And,
Yeah.
I know that he will, but it just adds a whole new perspective walking into a session with a client of like,
And your kids aren't going to want you to. Like, they're going to have experiences where, there's a group of kids being mean to them and treating them poorly, and you're going to want to intervene, but your kid's not going to want you to.
yeah.
And it's not doing your kid favors too.
Yeah.
Either. So those are experiences that they're going to have that are also could potentially lead them here. So I think that, yes, I at times have thoughts of like, oh, I probably should have said that. Or I have done something that, I just recently did something that I know hurt my daughter, and it took a little bit for me to take a step back, reflect, and then go back and talk to her and apologize and say that was not how I should have handled the situation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think, having that open line communication is what's more important.
Right. For sure. So I'm going to pivot here a little bit.
Pivot.
What are your goals for 2026 for the podcast and for your career?
Wow.
I know. We're digging in.
Podcast. I would like to get some people on. That's my goal. I think that I would be really fun to get our owners on here.
Yeah.
I still got to get to Deb and Nancy.
Yeah.
I did just see Malia. I thought about grabbing her.
Oh, that would have been fun. Next time.
Yeah. So we have some other people that we worked with and internship that also work here. And so it'd be kind of fun to grab that too. Yeah, this is kind of a Grace place.
Yeah.
I think everybody that works here went to Grace almost.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so yeah, I would like to see us grow and include some guests.
Yeah.
Career-wise, I want to see a new caseload come in because my first caseload is doing so well they're ready to move on.
Girl, you worked yourself out of a job.
Yes, that's what I want to do. And I would like to continue to add some time in Bethany just because it's closer to home. But yeah. That's what
not
I
too
want.
much time though, because
not too much time. I got to stay here with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. I definitely agree with the getting more guests on. I feel like this podcast is I was so excited to get back started.
Same.
Because it's such a, I don't know, like release for me.
Yes.
Like it just feels, I feel it's life-giving to me.
Yes.
To be able to sit down and chat about, grad school, counseling, all the things in between.
I think it would be beneficial to get some current grad school students on too.
Yeah, for
Carry
sure.
on, sorry.
Yeah. So I think that is a good goal. Definitely now that we're both back and, going to be in close proximity once a week, even just getting to be a little bit more consistent with it again. Yeah. We were consistent to start, but then obviously
we took a long
break.
hiatus.
So
yes.
Now we're back. So that would be my goal for the podcast. It would be fun to get some good guests on too. And then for work, kind of similar, building a caseload, just getting back into the swing of things, trying to really build towards that full licensure, 3,000 hours. I think for me, being in a little different stage of life, it's like, we want to have multiple kids. I'm not thinking about having more kids right now, but we do in the future want to have multiple kids. Yeah. And so I think trying to figure out and navigate like, okay, when actually would be best to do that? What's the good balance of, work versus, being at home. Right now I'm working part-time. So, which has been, I think will be really good for me. But, not that I need to figure all of that out this year, but just trying to, even do a lot of indirect hours on my
Yeah.
free days, like
Yes.
listening to podcasts, reading books while I, walk, or audiobooks or whatever,
Yeah.
things like that. So really kind of make a dent in those 3,000 hours if I can.
Absolutely.
So
That's actually something that surprised me when I started working, and totally off topic, but you just reminded me of it, is how you record your hours. Because in grad school, they had a software for us to use,
yeah,
and you go into work with no software to use and no idea what you're supposed to do. We can do a whole different thing on that, but that is something that, like,
yeah,
I felt lost in the weeds
yeah,
when it came time to start recording my hours. And I was like, oh, it's up to me to figure this out.
yeah. You're like, oh, someone's not telling me how to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's something
I
we
know
can
that
talk
there's
about. But
things that, you can pay for,
Yeah.
and I
wasn't about to
have
do that.
a spreadsheet
Same.
built. So that's what I've been doing.
Mhm.
And, your supervisor just signs off on the hours when you go to apply for full licensure. So, yeah, I think that it's exciting to think
It is.
ahead to this year and all the possibilities. And
What's your goals for your personal life?
okay, so this is so fun. I have a goal of spending 1,000 hours outside.
Oh,
I
I
don't
like
know
it.
if you've ever heard of the 1,000 Hours Outside movement.
I have not.
They have a podcast and everything. So this is not sponsored by them, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try my best.
Okay.
I really want to get in the habit of spending time outside. It's such a good habit for kiddos.
Yes.
And even just like, obviously my baby's very young, so, he's not moving around a lot.
Right.
So we do a lot of walking and things
Mhm.
like that. But even just getting in the habit of it this year, so that next year when he is, up and moving, and we have some parks by us and
Yeah.
stuff, that it comes more natural to be
Yes.
like, no,
Yeah.
we're spending the day, some time outside.
Yeah. I love
Day at the
that.
park. So that's a big goal for me. And if I want to hit 1,000 hours, it's a little harder with a baby,
Yeah.
but because you're more limited. But that is my goal. And then also at least 4 times a week being active in some manner, which is helpful with the 1,000 hours because I'm walking a
Right.
lot. But I really want to be. I
Mhm.
just feel so much better when I'm moving my body. Which,
Yep.
that's also a whole
thing.
holistic,
Yep.
move your bodies. It's good for you, whether that's walking, doing some jumping jacks, absolutely. But
That's
yeah,
awesome. I
those
like
are my
that.
goals for this
Good.
year. What are yours?
My personal goals? Well,
Personal goals.
I've kind of already been starting it, but I've just kind of been working on my health. I had my labs drawn, and I am a woman of a certain age, so things are changing. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I've been, I've changed my diet. I've been back to, working out every day,
Yeah.
being active, losing some weight. So that's my goal, is kind of focus on my health and be the best me I can be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that 2026 is a good year for that.
Yeah.
Especially like we're done with school, where you don't have to
Yes.
deal with the stress of
We're
that.
in our career.
We're in our careers. We're going to get in the groove.
Yeah.
And it feels like a whole new stage of life for
Yeah.
both of us, really.
It does.
So,
And we're doing it together. I'm so excited.
I know, it's so fun.
It is so fun.
So yeah, that's kind of what I've got.
I love it.
Great catch-up sesh.
Yeah.
This was so fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. So we're going to be game planning future topics and
Yeah.
and episodes. So
Probably Thursdays is my guess, because that's when we're here together.
yeah, probably on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So is when we'll record, at least.
Yes.
I don't know. We'll probably stick with Wednesdays to get them out. So it gives me some time to.
Bethany's a genius behind all that. All I do is show up and talk. Bethany does everything else.
I enjoy it though. I mean, it is a little true. I feel like, I enjoy it. I think it's fun.
It is fun.
So I enjoy the social media aspect of it, and
I just don't do it.
yeah,
I don't know how to do any of it.
That's okay.
Again, I'm old.
Yeah, but the thing is you're more than willing to do it. Like if
I
was
would
like,
be
hey,
happy to do it.
so that
You just have to tell me how to do it.
yeah, I just and that's okay. I'm sure there will be times where I'm like, hey, I'm sending you these. I need you to post them.
Done.
But yeah, so it's fun, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
It'll be a good year.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all. Thanks for joining us for our catch-up session. We're
Yeah.
excited to be back, and we're gonna have lots of good stuff for you guys this year. We're gonna have lots of guests and just some good
Maybe we'll
things to
share
listen
some
to.
interventions and things too would be good.
Yeah, that would be super fun.
Sorry, brainstorming.
Yeah,
All right.
brainstorming while we end. So, thanks for joining us, y'all. We will see you
Soon.
next week, hopefully.
Yep.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Couch Conversations Beyond the Textbook. If today's episode resonated with you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone you think can relate. Keep showing up, keep learning, and remember, the best growth doesn't always come from a textbook. See you next time.